Good evening, I'm Leslie Krebs. Dan and Laura are off tonight. Today, the city of Duluth turned First Street downtown into a summer block party, launching the very first First Street Friday. Northern News Now's Kyrie Johnson spoke with city leaders about what they're hoping this event jumpstarts and how it could help reshape this area's reputation.
Organizers hope closing this block of First Street might help to start change the feel, turning it from an avoided street to a lively, welcoming space that draws people downtown and starts to shift perceptions of the corridor.
First Street is one of the priority areas. We know that there's a lot of vacant property, undeveloped property.
It's a challenge many people know firsthand, so organizers decided to start with small incentives to get momentum going.
Offered micro grants for people on First Street, so they could apply for up to $500 to add a sign, to add plantings, to add street furniture, improve their storefront, anything that they wanted to do.
Local businesses like Juice Farm put that money to work, buying equipment they need to show up for events like this.
To do events like this and other off-site like events and stuff to try to expand our branding and get the word out to bring more people downtown.
And that was the point. Pack the street with people and help everyone picture what First Street could feel like.
But we know that the more people you gather into a space, the more eyes there are on a street, the more sense of community there is, and then the safer it feels.
City leaders want First Street to become a future slow street, more pedestrian focus, more space to gather, and a stronger cultural corridor. But for these local businesses, this is simply a chance to change the narrative.
Since downtown does have a bit of a bad rap, especially First Street, I think it's important for people to realize what is actually on this street and what the businesses and the organizations on this block have to offer.
The next First Street Friday event is planned for July 31st. That will be on the western end of the street and will be in the evening. In Duluth, Kyrie Johnson, Northern News Now.
First Street's reputation has struggled due to vacant spaces, homelessness, and drug use in the area. The city says downtown could add up to 1,000 housing units over the next decade, and leaders want input now ahead of First Street's partial rebuild in 2028 to 2029. And don't forget, there's another big summer block party happening in downtown Duluth early next month. Downtown Duluth Days is coming back on July 8th and July 9th along several blocks of Superior Street. You can find more information online.